Hello you guys, my name is Melissa if you're new here, so welcome. And if you don't know, we are moving soon. I know I keep saying that in every video, but it has finally come to be the time that this is the last weekend in our house. We are going to be moving next Friday, which is in like 6 days, so super exciting. I just can't wait to get moved and get in the new place and get my plants set up. I just can't wait to show you guys that whole process. I'm just excited for it all. And I'm really excited for this plant that we're doing in this video. And I'll tell you more about it here, but let me show you. So this plant actually I got 2020, I believe. Yeah, it was December 2020, or was it January? I think it was it was December, because I got it for a birthday present for 2021. So this is my Philodendron Gloriosum. Isn't that beautiful? And this plant actually has been on a journey with me. I'll kind of tell you more about him. But basically he had root rot, and this is one of the original leaves that it has left, and so it's yellowing and going. But basically I got it as a shipment in the mail over like the cold weather, and it got very angry. It yellowed like 2 leaves, and it had 1 leaf, and then it grew 1 more in this one, and this last leaf is on its way out here. And I guess I overwatered it and it ended up getting root rot. So I actually noticed root rot November of this past year is when I ended up putting this guy in this plastic bag. So he has been in this little humidity dome for a long time, and he has quite a bit of roots. I don't know if you can notice all of those in there. So he is well rooted. They are white, they are healthy. And I have been actually keeping my Instagram updated on this guy. I have a highlight saved, but I think I actually got rid of that highlight because I wasn't using it anymore. But yeah, he's got a ton of roots now, and I want to get him out of this moss and pot it up into my mix here, because he is just outgrowing this little container, and I just want to get him out of this humidity dome. I might actually go ahead and just break this leaf off and just pot him up with these 2 pretty leaves. I think that's what I'm going to do. So that is the plan for this video. It's going to be like a quick potting up video, and yeah, I just wanted this to be the last video I filmed in this house, just to like commemorate it, I guess, because this guy has been on a journey with me, and we have been on a journey with his house process. So yeah, let me get to repotting him. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is, this is my potting mix here. I actually ran out of orchid bark, so I would actually prefer this to be a lot more chunky for this guy, but this is going to have to do for now because I don't have anything else right now. I have my little potting mat here. Let me go ahead and quickly lay this out, because this is going to be fast here. Oh god. That's super heavy. And I'm actually going to be using, this is a leftover food container. I wanted a clear pot so I could monitor the roots. And silly me again, tried to drill holes, and I busted it here. But I drilled a bunch of extra holes, and I actually drilled some on the sides as well. And this is like the container. I'm going to use this as like for it to sit on. So I'm going to find some clear pots because I want to be able to look at the roots for a lot of my plants now. So I really like the idea of using clear pots to monitor the roots. And that's it pretty much. I am going to be taking off all of this moss, well, most of it, and pot him up. I'm just so excited to get this guy back in soil. This leaf here is the newest one it just put out. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's wet from being in that humidity bag. And they are crawlers. I actually have another little chunk upstairs that I forgot to show you. Actually, let me go get it so I can show you, because I want that to be a part of this video too. Okay, I just got it. So this is the other piece that I cut. Look at that cute little baby leaf, you guys. It is so cute. So this is the part that was attached to the other one, and I ended up cutting it in half. And I think it doesn't have a lot of roots in here, So I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to go about potting this one up. I kind of want to get this guy out of moss as well. I might pot them up together. We'll see. I haven't decided yet. Actually, let me take this guy out and see his roots, because if he has enough roots, I will pot him up. I don't want to disturb the roots too much. Ooh. He has baby roots. Yeah, he has baby root here. You see that? So I think I'm going to go ahead and pot him up to this little chunk here. And what I do with moss is I don't really mess with the roots that much. So moss eventually will break down in the soil over time, because I was initially getting a lot more moss off my roots, and then I found that it's just like damaging the roots. There's no need to. And as long as your mix has airflow, as long as there's enough components in your mix like orchid bark and perlite, that you really shouldn't have to be overwatering, as long as you let that drain out. So I try to get a lot of it off, but if I do leave some on, it's totally fine. Look at that one. That's so cool how it's like encapsulated that cup. Oh, I'm just so excited for this. I can feel little root hairs when I pull on this, so very delicate roots. Very, very delicate, thin little roots here all over. So many roots. Look at this thin, all these thin little roots. This is definitely a more delicate plant to untangle from moss for sure, because I have never rooted Gloriosum in moss before, so didn't really know what it was going to be like. If I feel like I'm meeting resistance, I'm not tugging on it that much. I have a feeling I'm going to be leaving a lot of this moss on these roots. I cannot believe how much this guy has rooted for me. It had like none of these when I first put him in here. It had like a few of these thicker ones, I don't know if you can see, that had rotted, and then all this white stuff is all new root growth, which is just crazy. Alright, so I got most of the moss off. I have a lot of moss left, but I'm not going to worry about taking it all off, because I did damage and pull some roots. And it has a pretty significant amount of root system, so I'm not really too worried, but I don't want to cause this plant to go into any more stress. So I'm going to get my mix out here, and I'm going to put a little bit down in the bottom of the pot. And we are going to sit this guy kind of right on top. And I'm trying to see which way, I'm not really sure which way he's growing. Don't really see a new growth point yet. Oh wait, okay, so there's the new growth point there in the back, that green part. I don't know if you can see that little bump there. That's the new growth. So he's growing that away. So I'm going to sit him closer to this end over here. And I think this chunk I'm going to put in beside him, I think that's how I'm going to do it. Because I don't have time to be taking multiple plants with me to Savannah. I got to condense. I'm just going to fill it around. Oh, I don't know if you can even see what I'm doing. Let me lower this a little bit so you can see. head will be cut off for a portion of this. But as long as you can see what I am doing here. Just gonna be so happy to get these guys finally potted up. And I am just gonna sit them on top of the soil as I dump a bunch of soil in here. And this mix is still pretty chunky, even though I don't really have a lot of orchid bark in here. It's still pretty breathable. And I think I'm going to water this guy with some Super Thrive water just to reduce any shock it may go through. And I'm going to leave this guy potted up, and I'm going to leave him in my greenhouse so the humidity, so it can acclimate, because this guy has been in a humidity chamber for a while. And I don't want this to go through any more shock than it already has. So I'm going to try and be very gentle with watering this guy. I'll show you up close to what it looks like. I'm actually going to go ahead and pluck this leaf off. Since it's dying anyway. I like to take off dying leaves. It's just what I like to do. But everyone is different. There, I think that is good. That is so cute. Oh my goodness. Look at how cute this is. And you can see kind of the root layer here, so I can keep an eye on it. And then there's the baby one. It's kind of the way it's growing towards my grow light inside. It'll straighten back out. That looks so good. I love this guy already. I hope I have a better time with this guy than the first time, because yeah, he's been with me for a while, and I want like big Philodendron Gloriosum leaves, so I'm hoping I'll eventually probably have to split these up into 2 plants, you know, eventually, but I'm hoping they'll grow well for me. We'll see, fingers crossed. Keeping that top part out of the soil, so I don't want any kind of rot happening. I'll be careful. I'll give him some water and nutrients here, and yeah, put him in my greenhouse, and hopefully he does well for me. I'm super excited. Glad this was like my last repotting at this house. I will definitely remember this for sure. So thank you for watching me. I'm so excited to take you on my next plant journey in the new home. I'm excited for new content and to show you guys some good things. I just cannot wait. So thank you so much for being here and supporting as always. I appreciate you so much, and I'll talk to you guys soon.